We'll see, Peggy. Now, you get into the wagon. We still have a long way to go.
Tell you what, Peggy, if you'll be my partner in the sack race, I'll take you to the picnic, and your mother, too.
Will you? Will you really, Adam?
It's a promise.
Can we, Mommy?
Oh, please put that on my account, Mr. Anderson.
Hello, Miss Dayton. Mr. Cartwright.
Ladies?
We thought we'd be hearing an announcement from you two before this.
Yeah, it was one of the hottest days on record. It's not official, but that's what everybody's saying.
They're not fooling me one bit. There goes the next Mrs. Cartwright.
Well, I should hope so. The way that young man's been monopolizing her time since her husband died.
Wonder which one's doing all the hesitating.
Well, the man, my dear, as usual.
Bundle to carry in.
Thank you, Adam. But I suppose you really shouldn't come in at all.
Yes, I suppose a woman in your position is very vulnerable to gossip. Especially when she's seen keeping company with a man too long.
I'm afraid it's something we both have to think about, though. Not to please those silly gossips, but so be able to decide these things for ourselves.
I assure you, my intentions are strictly honorable, ma'am.
So are mine.
Hey, do you like your front door?
I'm sure I closed it when I left.
Yeah.
Don't shoot, unless you want to get rid of Laura's favorite aunt.
Aunt Lil! Laura! Oh, Aunt Lil, what a wonderful surprise.
Aunt Lil!
Oh, baby.
How about it, Aunt Lil? Can you spare one?
Adam, I'd like you to meet my Aunt Lil.
Call me Lil, Adam. Aunt Lil sounds like someone bent over a hot stove stirring pea soup.
Actually, she's my fairy godmother. She always turns up at the right time.
You gotta quit polishing those lamps, honey. Well, come on in. Make yourself at home.
No, I better get on back and see if the ranch is still there. But it was nice meeting you, Lil.
Same here.
Laura, can I give you a hand with the things?
Oh, no thanks, we'll manage.
Don't forget about the picnic.
I won't.
Now, you go upstairs to your room and you'll find something there that was not there this morning. So that was the stubborn mule.
I'll get some coffee started.
Never mind that. You tell me what's wrong.
Wrong? Well, nothing's wrong. Whatever gave you that idea?
Your last letter. Little things I read between those brave lines.
Peggy and I are getting along fine.
Laura, this is your Aunt Lil, and I've come a long way.
I know you have. And I'm very glad you're here. Well, maybe the ranch is beginning to get me down.
It is a tough job for a woman, especially a woman who works with her heart on her sleeve.
Now, Lil.
Don't now Lil me, tell me the truth. Of course, I know he's a good-looking guy, but I've seen them all from Chicago to San Francisco, and there's not one of them that's worth a single hair on your head. You've got your heart set on him, haven't you?
Adam is a very fine man. He's honest and kind, and he's been wonderful to Peggy and me. I think he's made me really happy for the first time in my life.
But he likes to keep his hat by the door so he can get out.
Well, don't they all?
Do you love him?
Oh, Lil, that's something personal between Adam and myself.
Laura, you're forgetting I'm your Aunt Lil. I love you. I'm not just a stranger.
I know. But all this talk about marriage, well, don't you see? First, we have to be sure we love one another, and then we'll know what to do.
Well, that's fine. But what I say is get married first and fall in love later.
Now, you stop that.
Aunt Lil! Aunt Lil! The dolly's beautiful! I love her, Aunt Lil! I love her! Thank you! It's wonderful!
And now that your fairy godmother's here, everything's gonna be wonderful. How about it? Can you spare one?
We gotta do something, Paul. We already lost over a dozen head, and the situation ain't getting no better.
What about that summer range you were talking about? There ought to be some grass up there.
There he is, but there's a lot of critters on it already grazing it, too.
Trouble is, you put too many beeves up there, it gets overgrazed. Takes forever before the grass comes back.
We're gonna have to do something about these down here, Paul. Them that squeak through this summer ain't gonna make it through the winter. Welcome, stranger.
What gives? Looks like a wake.
As a participating member of this ranch, I think you should know that we're about to lose 500 head of steers.
Yeah, they're starting to eat cactus and loco weed.
I know, I was out looking at them last week. Seems to me we just have to unload them. Joe's in Frisco. Why don't we send him a wire and see what price they're paying over there?
Well, no matter what the price, we still don't have any hands to get them there.
What about the Bonner brothers?
I'd just as soon not do business with those two cutthroats.
I don't see how we can avoid it. They're the only drovers working through it this time of year.
Since you used to chase around with them before you came to your senses, you want to talk to them?
Well, if I can find them. I'm going in town tomorrow to pick up Laura and Peggy, take them on that 4th of July picnic. If I can find them, I'll talk to them then.
Say, when are you going to bring that gal of yours around here so I can get a look at her?
Or marry her so you can stick around here where you belong.
All right, that's enough. It's the 3rd time today.
Sorry.
He'll do that.
Yeah.
Now, you all know the rules. Twice around the town. Get set. Ready?
All right.
miss all the fun if we have to wait here all day.
You're quite right, my dear. It's sad but true, and you'll learn one of these days that we have to depend on men most of the time for our fun.
Where's Adam, Mommy?
I don't know, dear. He promised to meet us here. Well, now, where are you going?
Never you mind. I have a pretty good idea where he is, and I've had a lot of experience along those lines. You do, and I'll throw you all in a horse trough in one ugly lump.
I don't know, Adam. See, the trouble is the market price is way down at Railhead, even for good cattle.
I wouldn't worry. You've always come out ahead.
Yeah, but this is different. Now, that's a big herd, over 500 head. Hungry cattle don't drive easy. Well, we'd have to take on extra men.
Sure, the whole deal could wind up costing us money.
That I would like to see. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll make it $25 a head. That's as low as we can go. Put it on my tab. All right.
Lil! If you ain't a sight for sore eyes. When'd you hit Virginia City?
I'm visiting relatives here. Oh, Sam, it's good to see you again.
Do you still sing? Hey, you put on a pound or two here and there, but you're still a lot of woman, Lil.
Hey, take it easy. I'm a lady of means now. I'm Mrs. Lillian Manfred of San Francisco.
So you and the moose finally got hitched. Wonderful.
Yeah, Charlie was killed in a mine accident about 2 weeks after we were married.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lil. That's too bad.
Yeah, sure shook me up. But, well, things aren't all bad. The cave-in exposed a silver shelf as big as that bar of yours.
Oh?
Oh, that's right. Now, I'm seeking Mr. Adam Cartwright. Is he a patron here?
Yeah, sure, Lil. Mrs. Manfred. There he is. Lil.
Adam, Laura and Peggy were expecting you at the picnic this afternoon.
I know. I didn't know time had gone by so fast. Look, would you take the tickets and the three of you go on ahead, and I'll join you there when I'm finished here. And tell Laura and Peggy that I'm sorry, will you?
Hey, you better run along too, Adam. We don't want to get you in trouble on our account.
It was like Laura Dayton's got a ring in your nose before she even got you hog-tied.
Listen, I come here to talk about cattle.
Oh, sure, Adam. Suppose you take us out there and give us a look at them beeves. We'd hate to buy a cow in a poke, so to speak.
Well, you can find them, can't you?
Well, sure, we could in about a week's time, but we got to be in Aurora tomorrow.
All right, let's go.
That's my ball.
Oh? What shape is it?
Round. My aunt gave it to me. You can ask her.
Well, little missy, you better learn to catch better than that. Haven't you ever heard of finders, keepers, losers, weepers?
It's not my fault Aunt Lil can't throw too good.
Ladies are not supposed to be able to throw a ball too good.
Now, Duke.
Hello.
Well, since you made a positive identification, I guess I'm going to have to give it back to you.
I'm sorry. Would you like to play with us?
You need an extra player?
I'll make a deal. You play ball with Peggy, and we'll share our picnic basket with you. That is, if you're alone.
Yes, I'm alone. I just dropped by to take a chance on a raffle.
Good. Come on.
All right.
someone who will play ball with Peggy. He can throw a ball better than I can, I hope.
And we're going to share our picnic lunch with him, too.
Well, Nick's all right.
Well, I think we can do better than that, if you don't mind taking your chances.
Right now, I feel that I'm doing much better than anything I could have won at that raffle.
Oh, I hope you can throw a ball the way you throw a line.
I spoke the truth, ma'am.
Come on, let's play ball, Mr. What's your name?
Will, honey. Will Cartwright. Well, did I say something wrong?
No, excuse me. I'm Laura Dayton. This is my daughter, Peggy. And this is my Aunt Lil.
Laura, you're Adam's girl, huh?
Well, not exactly.
Say, where is he? I thought he was bringing you to the picnic.
Oh, I think he's attending to some important business. But you're welcome all the same. Isn't it strange we've never met?
Oh, I've stuck pretty close to the ranch lately. But he's told me an awful lot about you.
Oh? Nice things, I hope.
Laura, let's get lunch. We've lost one Cartwright, but we've found another, so we're sort of even.
That's right, Mommy. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
Say, little miss, I've got to go earn that chicken.
Now, there's nothing to cry about, dear. You had a good time with Will, didn't you?
Yes, but Adam promised. Maybe he got hurt or something.
No, I don't think so. And don't you worry. You just close your eyes and go to sleep. And tomorrow will be a lovely new day. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night.
Did you finally give up? Want some twice-baked chicken?
I don't understand it. It's not like Adam. At least he could have sent us a message. That's what makes me so angry.
It's like all of them, believe me. You start apologizing, and then you start feeling sorry for him. So don't see him. I learned that the hard way. Oh, Adam. Good evening.
Oh, Lil, is Laura in?
No, I'm sorry, but she's retired. I'll tell her you called.
Thank you. Would you give my apologies to her and Peggy about this afternoon? I'm sorry.
Hello, Adam.
I'm sorry, Laura. Some business came up, couldn't wait.
Well, sometimes promises can't wait either. It was very rude of you to leave us waiting at the hotel. Peggy was bitterly disappointed.
I know. I'll try to make it up to her.
Well, I hope you can.
Yeah. Well, good night.
Oh, baby, baby, baby. Don't ever let him know you have a temper. Not at this stage of the game. Listen, sweetheart. They always come back hat in hand and very contrite. Usually.
Oh, look what that cow's doing to my garden. Shoo! Shoo!
Beat it, you silly, miserable cow. Beat it.
Oh, it's another one of those Cartwright cows.
Well, why didn't you get them to repair the damages?
Well, we're supposed to maintain the line fence. I can't fix it, and the hands have been too busy.
And I suppose you wouldn't dream of asking Handsome to come over.
No, I wouldn't. Besides... Oh, it's on the Ponderosa. They're probably trying to open a new spring. Get some fresh water for the cattle.
It's such a hot day, I think I'll go for a little drive and cool off. And I've never been to the Ponderosa, so I might drive by there. Would you like to come along?
No, I wouldn't, but you go right ahead if you like.
I might do that. And I just might do a little fence mending of my own. All these explosions going on, are you sure it's not too dangerous for a lady?
Oh, my boys are doing some dynamiting a few miles back. No, you're perfectly safe here, ma'am.
I'm not too sure. I can hardly believe you're a daddy. I can see now where Adam gets his looks.
Oh, you must be Laura's antelope from San Francisco.
Yes.
Well, it's your pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm sorry we're not better prepared to welcome you.
Oh, nonsense. Between your Adam and my Laura, I feel like a part of the family. Of course, I wouldn't dream of interfering with your work, but being a woman, I'd love to see the Ponderosa, this wonderful place that Laura keeps talking about.
Well, that niece of yours is a lovely young woman. We were very concerned for her when her husband passed away.
Well, as the good book saith, sometimes these things areth for the best.
Yeah, I must have missed that bit of scripture.
I understand your home is quite a showplace, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, it's nothing fancy.
I'd love to see it sometime.
Well, of course. I'd love to show it to you. Well, perhaps you and Laura could come for dinner tomorrow night.
We just love that. That's a marvelous idea.
Good. Those boys of mine are going to be running out of dynamite. I better get this fresh batch to them. I have to get back to work now.
This has been a very rewarding little visit. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Yep.
Sure you will.
We've been waiting for you, Paul. Who was that?
Oh, one of Dan Cupid's henchmen or henchwomen. There was arrows zinging all over the place. I guess Adam was lucky to be out there with you.
Yeah. You know, Adam's been working a whole lot harder since he ain't seeing that gal no more, but he's a whole lot harder to live with, too. I don't know which one's best.
Neither do I, Hoss. Neither do I. You about ready?
Come in like that a few years ago, and I figured I was in for a lecture or a tanning.
Neither one.
Just a little fatherly advice.
Well, maybe I'm meddling where I've no business to be meddling, but... Well, you've been seeing Laura Dayton pretty regularly since her husband died.
Yes, well, that and horse stealing seems to be a very serious crime around here lately.
If you want me to tend my own business, just say so. You don't have to be sarcastic. Now, you can see Laura Dayton as much as you like. I wouldn't blame you for that. If you're not aware of it, people around here are beginning to think of Laura as Adam Cartwright's property. That kind of thinking puts a certain responsibility on you. Even a certain obligation.
Well, now, Laura is free to keep company with whomever she chooses.
Well, would you like to tack that testimonial on the walls of the post office?
A man is kind to a woman who has suddenly lost her husband and...
Is that what it is? You're just being kind to her?
I don't know. Maybe I am.
You know, been single as long as you have, Adam. You can't blame him for being a little spooky about marriage. But if you're not sure, absolutely sure, maybe you ought to back out of this. It's better than living a life with the wrong woman. Now, I've said it, and that's the last you're going to hear from me on the subject.
Pop, I'll be right down.
What about the Bonner brothers?
Well, if you want to give those cattle away, they'll be glad to take them off your hands.
Oh, they will they? Well, we'll just sit tight, and if they don't come around, we'll drive those cattle down to the coast ourselves. Either that or slaughter them. Why don't we have our coffee in the living room?
Yes, let's. My goodness, I don't know how you men do it.
Huh? What's that?
Set a table like that with all the other men's work you have to do.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Still, it must be a chore after a full day of man's work. And having to do housework, too.
Oh, well, Hopsing does a very good job of that as well as the cooking.
Oh, I know he does. But I bet you miss the little delicacies like pies and cakes that women love to make.
Aunt Lil, Hopsing is also a very fine baker.
I'm sure he is. Oh, Ben, I'm dying to see that stallion you were telling me about.
Now?
Why not? It's bright as day.
Well, of course, if you like.
And Peggy, dear, I'll bet if you're real nice, Horse will show you his egg collection.
Eggs? What eggs, ma'am?
Oh, now, Horse, be honest. I never knew a country boy in my life that didn't have a bird's egg collection.
Ma'am, that was a long time ago.
Hoss, I think if you looked in that old chest in the storeroom, you might find them there.
Along with the butterflies, huh?
Oh, please, Hoss.
Come on, doll.
Well, if you ladies have no objection, I think I'll ride into town. Ben?
Aunt Lil is quite an organizer.
Yes, but a nice organizer. Pa calls her Cupid's henchman. You know,
Adam,
Forget it. Blame it on the weather.
Adam, if I found myself with my handkerchief, will you suggest that we go outside where it's cooler?
Did Aunt Lil say I would?
Mm-hmm.
Would you step outside in the moonlight?
Why, Adam, what a lovely idea.
Remember the other time we took a walk in the moonlight?
I remember you kissed me. I'm afraid I acted rather silly, but, well, it just didn't seem right at the time.
How does it seem now?
Well, I don't know. I haven't any basis for comparison.
Go.
Oh, Adam, what would I do without you?
You know, I think I've done you an injustice, Laura.
How?
Well, you know how much I've been monopolizing your time lately.
You've been wonderful, Adam.
I haven't given the other fellows too much of a chance.
I haven't minded.
Neither have I, but people begin to assume that I have some sort of an option on your time.
Adam, what are you trying to say?
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that, well, if you'll have me, I know I'm putting it badly, but I'm asking you to be my wife.
You don't put something badly that you feel. Adam, you don't owe me anything. But thank you for your thoughtfulness and your concern.
Take this along with you. Probably no call for it, but sometimes they're better than food and water.
Oh, Adam. Can we talk to you a minute? Rick and I talked it over, and we decided that, well, since you folks and us been such good friends for so long, we'll take that hurt off your hands. For $20 a head.
Well, what I said the other day still goes.
All right, you got yourself a deal. We'll make it count, and we'll leave a draft at the bank in town.
All right, one of the boys will give you a hand. When do you plan to move them?
Wednesday.
That's moving day for your lady friend, too, ain't it? Oh, I guess he hadn't heard. Well, she's putting the whole kit and caboodle on the block.
Mommy, can I take my dolls on the stage?
Just one, dear.
Adam,
Lil?
how are you?
Fine, thank you. Afternoon, Laura.
Hello, Adam.
Well, sit down, won't you?
Thank you.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll help Peggy pack.
I understand you're planning to sell the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide?
I finally admitted I can't run a ranch by myself. So Aunt Lil invited us to stay with her in San Francisco until I get situated.
I see.
Thank you for stopping by, Adam. It was very neighborly.
Laura, is it because of what happened the other night?
No, not just the other night. Maybe it's time I faced the truth.
Why all the haste? Look, I've been thinking about what happened the other night. And...
Oh, don't, Adam, please. When it's not there, a lot of thinking and backtracking isn't going to put it there.
Aunt Lil, I want to take the doll you gave me, but I'm afraid the other dolls will be jealous.
Well, that could be a problem. Jealousy isn't good for dolls or people. On the other hand, sometimes it can be real strong medicine.
I understand, Laura.
Thank you, Adam.
You sure there's nothing I can do to help?
Oh, yes, there is. You can come to dinner tonight.
Aunt Lil, we're in no position to entertain now.
Don't you worry about a thing. This is my party. Anyway, we owe Adam a dinner. Let's call it a going-away party. After all, you may never see me again.
Well,
Wonderful. And you bring your cousin Will and be here at 8 o'clock.
Will?
Yes, I'm sorry we don't have room for everyone, but I'm sure we can manage the 4 of us.
I'll ask him. I'm sure he'll be here if he can.
Aunt Lil, will you please stop meddling in my life?
You call it meddling because I invited 6 people to dinner?
6?
Yes, 6, baby, including Peggy and a green-eyed monster.
Wait a minute, that was just the beginning. The stage was still 20 miles outside of El Paso in real wild country.
More coffee, Will. I made some fresh for you.
Well, thank you, Lil. That's the best coffee I ever had in my life.
Laura showed me her secret.
Laura?
Baby?
No.
Oh, Adam, I nearly forgot you. Let me warm yours up for you.
It'll just get cold again.
Now hold it tight this time. I think I've got it. Oh, I know I did wrong. Just once more, Adam, please.
You are a dear.
Well, go on, Will. I'm dying to hear what happened.
Well, as soon as the driver reined in, right then and there, I knew something was wrong. You see, there wasn't any stop schedule for way out there.
Were they bandits?
That's right, Peggy. It was bandits. 5 of the meanest cusses I ever saw in my life.
Are you sure it wasn't 50?
No, just 5.
Weren't you scared, Uncle Will?
Well, I think I was. They look like real cutthroats.
Were you armed?
Well, all I had was a single-shot Derringer. Oh, little bitty thing, didn't mean anything. So I thought that discretion would be the better part of valor at the time, and I took my money out, the large denomination bills, that is, and I shoved them under the seat. You know, I just tucked them in there.
Good thinking.
Well, go on. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Me too.
Well, there was this major's wife. She was coming out from Chicago to join her husband. And she had on 2 of the biggest diamond rings you ever saw in your life. So naturally, I told her to hide them, get rid of them fast. Well, the poor girl, she started pulling and twisting and turning, and she just couldn't get the rings off.
What'd you do?
Well, I didn't know what to do. But I realized that if the bandits ever saw those rings, they'd have taken them. Fingers and all. And just as the bandit leader opened the door, I reached over and grabbed the lady's hand. As though I were her husband, you know, comforting her, thereby covering the rings.
Did they ever find the rings?
You know something? They were completely taken in. Why, I must have held that lady's hand and comforted her and everything for 15 minutes, all through the robbery. And as it turned out, for some time thereafter.
Oh, Will.
You know, I'll always be grateful for that lady because she had the presence of mind to remove her hands from mine before we got to the garrison because, well, if her husband, the major, ever found us like that, I think we'd have been better off with the bandits.
Well, if I can have my hand back now, I think I'd better get Peggy ready for bed.
Adam, can you give me a hand?
I'm surprised that an ingenious fellow like you couldn't figure out a way to handle this all by himself. Making yourself pretty handy these days, aren't you, hmm?
Just helping Laura get her things ready to ship to San Francisco.
I'd have asked for your help too, Adam, but I knew you were still busy with your cattle sale.
I see. Did the Bonner boys move them out yet?
Well, I don't know if they can even move themselves. They've spent the entire morning over there in the saloon.
Well, it's not your worry anymore.
I'll see you before you go. I have a little something for Peggy.
She'll want to say goodbye, but we won't leave for a few days, so you'll have time.
Bye.
A lot of men would give their right arm to have you look after them like that. If I've ever seen the picture of a jealous man, that's it. Your plan worked.
Well, what do you mean? What plan?
Oh, I know what you and Aunt Lil were up to 5 minutes after I got to your place. That's why I embellished the story of that holdup.
Oh, Will, we enjoyed your story.
And I enjoyed helping out. Although the fact of the matter is, the only other passenger on that stage was a salesman from back east.
Oh, Will, I am sorry.
Don't apologize. I enjoyed telling it. All of it.
Well, so did I. I mean, we all did.
Except Adam.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to the bank. I'll only be a few minutes.
Jeff, are you sure this stuff's good for the heat?
Sure, it's better than wind off a snowbank. Besides, we're getting medicated in advance in case we get snake bit on the trail.
Well, if I were you, I would stop worrying about the snakes and start worrying about the herd.
Well, you don't have to worry your head about our cattle, Adam.
He's got troubles of his own. Well, with that good-looking Will Cartwright rustling his sweetie.
One more word, and neither one of you is going to move that herd.
Oh, come on, Adam. You ought to be glad you got the ring out of your nose.
Adam, cool off. Why don't you two boys get going?
Ah, shit. Come on, Rick. Whiskey's watered anyhow.
You watch now. With that many whiskeys in them, they'll go riding out of here like a couple of Comanches on a warpath.
Well, it wasn't our fault. She ought to be standing here in the street like that. Hey!
Baby!
You get on those horses and walk out of here. And if that girl's really hurt, you start running, because I'll be coming.
Adam, that poor baby. Thank you.
She'll be all right. Outside of a few scratches, a slight concussion seems to be the full extent of her injuries.
Thank the good Lord.
Yes, she's a lucky girl. But a few days' rest and she'll be back to normal.
May I see her?
I don't know why not, Adam.
Thanks.
Yes, a very lucky girl.
Doctor says you're going to be all right.
Yes. Adam, I'm sorry I gave everyone such a fright.
Well, now that I know you're all right, maybe it's just as well that it happened.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Well, while I was waiting out there for the doctor to tell us whether or not you were seriously hurt, I realized what it would be like if you went away. And then I realized that I need you very much. I don't want you to go away. I want you to marry me.
Oh, Adam.
Well, your recovery seems very complete, Laura.
Yes. Aunt Lil, Adam and I are going to be married.
Not until you've had that rest I prescribed, young lady. Adam, she's your responsibility now, so take her home right away. But drive slowly. She can't take any more bumps just now.
I'll get the rig, and I promise no more bumps.
I'll look in on you tomorrow, Laura. Oh, and congratulations.
Thank you, Doctor.
Well, you won't be needing me anymore, so I guess I'll move along.
Thank you, Will, for everything.
It worked, didn't it?
Aunt Lil, what worked?
My pressure game. He proposed, didn't he?
I suppose you even arranged for the Bonner brothers to run me down in the street.
Oh, no. Using Will to make Adam jealous, that's what did the trick. All you have to do is get the right bait in the trap. That's rule number 1.
Well, that's the trouble with traps. The bait always gets hurt.
Your carriage awaits.
I can walk, Adam.
All right, but not alone.
We set the trap all right, but I wonder if we caught the right man.